G'day everyone, Viv here from Battle Bunker down in Melbourne. I'm about to teach Scott here a game of Malifaux, so I thought I'd stick the camera on. I'll stick it on the tripod, we'll get a view from the top and I'll see what I can do with this little thing and mix some footage together.
Hello YouTube land.
This is Scott Reed. Scott's built a lot of this stuff. I was talking about this little carriage before in one of the Wild West scenes. Scott built this. Scott built the tavern before, the saloon that we use for Wild West. He's also a designer that works for WorldWorks games, and I'll put their description here and a link up in the description over here. So go check those guys out. We'll have an interview with Scott later on about the graphics that he works with and all that sort of stuff and the kits that he's put together for WorldWorks. Anyway, let's jump straight into Malifaux here and you guys can follow along with us. Thanks for watching. The game's basically an sort of alternating action sequence.
Kind of thing, yeah.
I activate one miniature, you activate another miniature. Each character gets 2 action points to spend. 2 general action points, which they can spend on movement or fighting or casting spells or those types of things. Some characters also give you extra action dice which you can use. They're represented by the +1s on the card.
No dice. No diceless game.
No, there's no dice in this game.
You said dice.
Did I say dice?
You said action dice. You meant an action.
I mean action points. So yeah, this guy here has +1 melee expert, which means that he gets 1 action point.
So where is this on the card?
Up on
oh,
the,
right, like actions here?
Yep, up on the top.
+1 melee expert.
Up on the top right-hand side of the card, you can see that it'll have their various actions there.
Does it have to be +1 or is it just?
Yep, something that says +1 gives them an action point that they can use on that ability.
Kind of a free action point.
It's a free action point for that ability, for that action. The ones that just have a number listed next to them, that costs an action point.
Okay, I see.
So
if it says 0, it costs nothing.
Yep.
Or it's automatically.
If you have 0, it's a 0-point action. You can do 1 0-point action in a model's activation. When you activate a model, you have to spend all the action points on that model.
Okay.
Once that model's activated, then it goes to the opponent and they activate one model and do something with.
It's basically like a turn, almost.
Kind of, yeah.
But you can only use 1 model.
That's right, yeah. A turn consists of us both activating all of our models, and we both activate 1 model, and then you activate 1 model, then I activate 1 model, then you activate 1 model, etc. So all of my guys are pretty much close combat guys. These are the Victoria box set. They all have, except for Johan, they all have a free action point to spend on an extra melee attack. So let's jump straight into it then. You've got a deck of cards. This is what we call the fake deck, and it's used for all the flips and rolls and all that sort of stuff.
Basically replacing the dice.
It replaces the dice, exactly. So the game begins basically by us determining who sets up first. And
I'm guessing we cut the deck.
Yeah. Well, yes, just a.
Or you just draw.
It's just a draw.
So like that, obviously.
Yeah.
Do the suits, some suits beat other suits?
Do some suits beat other suits?
Obviously, like in some card games, how
No,
the suits are higher.
there's no trumps, but each faction has an affiliation with a specific type of suit. But no one suit is stronger than the other. It just simply represents the actions and triggers that will take place, which I'll explain shortly, if you flip one of those...
The different suits have different effects with different
characters. That's right.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool.
I flipped a 12, you flipped a
6,
so I get to choose who deploys first. And to make life easier, I will deploy first. Now this is a 4-foot table. Normally the game's played on a 3-foot by 3-foot space. So I'm going to deploy 12 inches in from the table edge instead of 6 inches. That gets rid of an extra foot. So I deploy all of my models at the same time. I'm just going to whack them all out here in the middle just for the sake of convenience. Now the various characters on their stat cards have various different types of abilities. I'll explain those abilities as we go through each of them. For my guys generally all act fairly independently of each other. They don't have any synchronization between them. except for the two Victoria models, which are these two guys. The chick with the two swords and the chick with the gun and the red sword. Excuse me. They both have the ability to swap places with each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're also companions of each other. So on their card, it'll say that Victoria is a companion of Victoria. So if this model here activates, and the other Victoria is within 6 inches,
Has to activate.
then she can also activate.
Oh, okay. Doesn't have to though.
No. You probably find that Marcus then has a special spell or an ability that he can use,
Beastmaster.
a 0-point action I think it will be, to make someone
Beast from any faction. No, that's-
next to him a companion. Basically what that means is that if I activate someone and they've got companions, then the companions also activate in your turn, allowing you to move 3 or 4 models or 2 or 3
Instead of
models,
one.
etc.
Yep,
instead
okay.
of one. So now I've set up with 12 inches from the table edge. You can choose your deployment.
Okay. It's just going to be random because I have no idea what to do. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
that's fine.
For the sake of this demonstration, there are other things that we would also be doing. And that'll be based on flips for the encounter that we're encountering, for schemes and schedules and those types of things, but we'll worry about those later on. They're basically what give you the mission, I suppose, how you earn victory
Scenario.
points. Yeah, exactly. So now that we've both deployed, we draw 6 cards from the top of the deck. This is your control hand.
So this is...
So these
You
are
can modify it.
exactly. These are what we use to cheat fate. Now the red jokers are very, very good, and the black jokers are very, very bad. I'll explain the influences if one of those gets flipped. Basically what these cards are, we get 6 of them in one turn. A turn, don't forget, is us activating back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. We get 6 of these cards to alter what our fate cards will flip for our actions and our attacks and those types of things.
So you can obviously add to...
If we use a fate card from our hand, a control card, it will generally replace the card that has been flipped. Okay, cool. So now we've both got our control cards. We flip to see who has the initiative. Now at the beginning of each turn, we flip to see who has the initiative. So I flip to 10.
7.
You flip to 7. So I get to go first. Now I activate 1 miniature and I do all the...
Can you play these cards at any time? Is that how it works?
These cards,
The control cards?
for the initiative at this stage,
I'm not going... I'm just... Yeah.
no, you can't cheat fate with on the initiative, but you can spend soul stones. Soul stones, which we won't talk about right now. Well, we will. Soul stones
I've heard about this mechanic and I think it's really cool.
are what you get to
Left
recruit,
over, basically.
to recruit your gang. So basically, the starter boxes all have a 25-point gang in it. My point costs 24 points to
So you
recruit.
get 1
So I get
left
1
over.
extra soul stone left over.
Mm-hmm.
Your group costs 23 to recruit. So you get 2 soul stones left over. Plus Marcus also brings with him 4 soul stones. He has a cache of soul stones. Most masters will have a cache that they bring
So
with
it says
them.
cache 4 there.
That's right. So you should have 6 soul stones to start with.
Okay.
Now the soul stones are used during combat duels, either melee, ranged or magic, to add to the card or your flip. And we'll see.
So I guess each one adds 1.
Sorry?
Each one adds 1 or does it add...
That's right.
anything?
You
Yep.
spend a soul stone to flip a card. Okay, so basically the way the game works now, I pick one character to activate, and I'm going to pick my Victoria with the 2 swords, the Sword Mistress. She has 2 general action points, plus 1 action point to spend on Melee Expert. The action point for Melee Expert can only be spent on Melee Expert. Her 2 other actions she can spend to move and charge and all that sort of stuff.
So everyone gets 2 actions.
Everybody gets 2 general actions.
Plus the... Yep.
Plus
okay.
anything special on their card. Victoria, on her card, it says that she walks 5 inches and charges 8 inches. So I'm going to spend 1 action point to walk her 5 inches straight forward.
There's a charge 2 then, obviously.
Sorry?
Charges 2.
A charge is to cost you 2 points. And when you charge, the charge has to take you into melee range, to attack someone. Melee range, everybody has a certain range in which they can hit enemies around them. You don't have to be in base-to-base contact to be in melee range. Victoria, for example, because she's got her 2 swords, she has a melee range of 3 inches. Whereas this guy here, Bishop only has a melee range of 1 inch.
So this is the RG on the card, I assume.
Yep,
According
that's
to whichever attack.
Yeah, sorry.
it is.
Victoria has a melee range of 2, sorry, not 3.
And I'm guessing the gun means a ranged attack.
That's right.
And the claw thing means...
A melee attack, yep.
Yep.
Below the range is the damage that the weapon does.
DG?
Yep, DG. Or for a ranged weapon, it'll say CB.
Yep.
They both say CB anyway.
Some of them do.
That plus your flip is what you do in terms of damage. Anyway, we'll come to that when we get there. Victoria's moving there. That's 1 action point. She's going to spend another action point to move again, and she's going to walk up here.
Okay. So I'm going to activate my Saber-Tooth Cerberus, and he can walk 5. I guess I'll just make him walk twice. And knock over the tree in the process.
I hate these trees. I've got to base them properly.
Those, I gave you those trees.
Yeah, you did. He might have some special abilities that allow him to leap and all that sort of stuff.
He has Stubborn, Stalker, 3-headed, which I'm not really sure what that does.
On the back of the card are all the abilities
This model receives 2
explained.
additional melee strikes during its activation, while it has over harvest wounds remaining. It has Smell Fear. It says something about a morale jewel, which I have no idea what that means.
Oh.
But that's... Oh, he does have Leap. Immediately move up to CG, ignoring intervening terrain.
So leap, how much does leap cost? 1
0.
point? 0, it's a 0 cost action, so you can do that once. So once per turn, he can move up to his charge range as a move action, as a walk action.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll do that. Which means he'll move an extra 4. Which means he'll be there.
So he should now have...
Well, that's it, because I walked
yeah,
and then did that.
true. Yep. Okay, cool. So now...
Although I could have leaped twice.
You can only spend 1 0-point action in a turn.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, it's 1 0-point action from here to here. That's your 0-point action.
To walk?
1 action to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 action left to attack with.
Oh, right.
What's his range on his melee there?
2 on claws and 1 on bite, but I guess I'll use the claws.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you use the claws and you get a successful attack, then you also get to do a free bite.
Okay, it doesn't say anything about that.
Okay, maybe I'm confused.
It's Devour. Sacrifice target living HD1 model. I don't know what that means.
It's like a little model, height 1.
Oh, he has 3-headed. But that you can't use that.
Okay, no worries.
Oh no, wait, it's +2. What does that mean?
Give slip.
+2, the model receives 2 additional melee strikes during its activation while it has over half its wounds remaining.
Ooh.
So I can attack you 3 times, I assume.
For which ability?
For 3-headed. But maybe I can't.
Okay, so yeah, you do.
No, it's +2, so I can.
Yeah, here you get +2 action points to spend on 3-headed, and yeah, 3-headed. This model receives 2 additional melee strikes during while it has.
So
over
I
half its
attack you
wounds
3 times.
Yeah. So we'll do the first attack. Where are my cards
So
over
I
here?
just draw.
Yep. So you flip the card.
11.
And I flip a card, and you add your combat rating of the claws,
Which is 6.
and I
Is that,
add.
is that, wait, CB?
Yep, CB.
Yep, 6.
And I add the defense rate of my character, which is 6, so I have a total of 18. And you
So
have
I
a total of
17.
So you're currently losing the duel. Now, this is where we get to use the cards in our hand. The loser of the duel gets to choose whether he's going to cheat fate by playing a card from his hand.
I will. And I'll be bold and use this.
Why are you playing a lower card?
It's Oh, right. Hang on. Oh, because it replaces it.
That's right, it replaces it.
Yeah,
so
sorry,
you,
I thought it was an addition.
You flipped an 11?
Okay. So I guess I'll replace it with 12.
So that equals me. Now, I have to beat your score to win. You have to equal mine
To win.
to win.
Okay.
Now, currently, I get to choose whether I'm going to play a fate card, and I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to play any fate cards. I'm going to let you win this combat, and because it's a draw, we now determine what the damage is going to be.
Okay.
The damage is done by flipping cards. Because the combat was a draw, you get a negative twist to your combat. And here in the combat modifier, because the difference was 0, you get to flip an extra 2 cards and you'll choose the lowest for the damage. So flip 3 cards altogether, 1 for normal and 2 because of the negative twist.
So I
and,
guess I
and choose the
two.
lowest. And so it'll be the 2. And on the 2, it'll say that it's weak damage.
Which is?
Weak.
Yeah. Okay.
And so on your character card, for his weapon, there'll be 3 numbers.
Yeah, so it's 2.
So he does 2 points of damage. Where's the... So Victoria, she takes 2 points of damage.
But I still have 2 more attacks.
So now you've got another attack.
Black Joker.
Black Joker, no, that's an ace, that's a 1.
Oh, ace, okay, sorry.
So I certainly beat that with a 13.
And I can't beat it.
Okay, so I win that combat and nothing happens. Now the third attack, 12 versus 8. So I have a total of 14.
And I have a total of 18.
Okay, so I'm currently losing. What's your attack rating?
Which is...
5?
Is that CB?
Yep.
6.
6. So I'm going to play the Red Joker.
Does that mean you can...
The Red
flip
Joker
again?
counts as a 14, and it allows me to choose a suit. And the suit that I'm going to choose is Mask. So I'm currently winning this combat on 20.
Okay. I can't do anything.
So I win this combat. Now, this is where the suits of the cards come in. Because I played a Red Joker and I called masks, that gives me 1 mask to add towards any triggers that might be triggered as an occurrence of the battle. Victoria, she already has one mask in her profile for her rating. I've also flipped another one here on the card. So she now has 2 masks, which allows her to activate her trigger, Whirlwind. And Whirlwind on the back here. Dope! After damaging defender with a Masumuhono Nihonto strike. Bummer. Alright, so I can't use my Whirlwind because I'm not attacking you.
Okay.
Bummer.
So I guess this is what the symbols mean next to the numbers. So the book is book.
That's right, yep. There'll be a ram's head. There'll be a book. There'll be, we call them books, but it's actually tome or tomb.
Yep.
And there'll be crows, which looks like the 2 crossed feathers.
The X.
Yeah.
Thing. Okay, we'll have another attack. It's 2 that I've done.
That's 3.
I haven't done 3 yet.
Yes, you have.
First one caused the damage.
Second one missed.
Yeah.
And that was the third one.
No, that was the second one.
I can play it back, Scott.
No, the first time
That's 3 attacks, man.
I turned the 11 and then I cheated fate.
No, dude, you've attacked 3 times.
I don't think I have. But anyway, let's keep moving.
Two damage.
No, that was the first time.
Alright,
Because
go.
it was all...
Flip it.
Oh.
You can just keep a little pile. You don't have to spread them out. Bang. Flip to 10 versus your 2.
Now it's an 11.
Oh, pushes it to 11.
So it's 17.
So we both have equal combat versus defense. So it's whatever we're flipping on the cards here. So you flipped an 11, I flipped a 10. I can't beat the 11, so you're beating me by 1. Beating me by 1 is still a negative twist.
So it still only does the three cards.
2 cards, it's only
Two
a
cards.
single negative twist this time.
Okay.
So 1 card for normal,
So
1
8.
card because of the twist. 8, I'm pretty sure that'd be moderate damage.
And it is moderate damage, and it says 3.
So she takes 1, 2, 3. So she's almost been killed. She's only got 2 points of damage left. Now it's my activation. Now I've already activated Victoria, so she can't strike back. What I can do though is activate the other Victoria, and she's going to spend, she gets 2 action points plus a free action point from Melee Expert. She's going to spend 1 action point to use her action Sisters in Battle, Sisters in Spirit, sorry. Excuse me, which allows her to swap position.